We live.
You live?
We live.
Oh man, we motherfucking live. Welcome, y'all live from the motherfucking slap. You know what I mean? Tate. Man, we got another dope episode live from the slap. This young dude, I can remember the first time I seen him perform at the concourse, and I ain't never heard a delivery, the bars, the life stories, and then being able to perform. He really is setting himself apart as a young artist in this game, and I just love the growth from watching this young man do his thing, man. Today we got Digital motherfucking D.
Y'all know what it is, man. Digital D in the house.
Man, like, I just remember the first time I watched you perform, and you just captivated a crowd, man. Like,
yeah.
You that's one thing that's always stood out about you, Digital D, is you really can perform.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Like, you really can perform, man.
Yeah.
Talk about, like, what got you started in music, man. What got you to start out in music?
So I've always been into like rap music since I was like a young kid, bro. I've been into rap music, and I was always like writing like poetry, like little verses and making them rhyme. Like, I've been doing that just as a craft since I was like probably 8 or 9. But when I started taking it serious, like, okay, I really want to do something with this, I was about 14. I was a freshman in high school. It was 2020. And I started just with my homeboys in the shed just recording, you know, on BandLab on a cell phone.
Oh, wow.
You know, bad quality, but like I was still in high school, so, you know, I was shaking, like I had some motion like in high school at that age just off recording on a phone. But then eventually I started stacking up my bread and like, okay, I need to really invest in myself and put money behind me and what I got going on. So I started recording in studios, getting music videos shot by the big homie C-Note. He shot my first real music video, and ever since then, it's just been up.
Yeah, man. Like, I just can remember like seeing you, and I was just always hearing your name in a lot of certain circles, but to see you on stage, man, was a whole different experience, man. Like, what did you have to do to get yourself to be an artist that could perform?
So performing really just came with me like saying, this is part of this lifestyle, this is part of this industry. I said, I'm gonna have to do shows. Like, I seen all the flyers popping up in the city, and I said, I'm gonna have to just learn it. So I winged it, bro. I just jumped in head first, got on the stage, grabbed the mic, and just did my thing. And ever since then, I've just been kind of honing those skills.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of the newer talent of the city got on from, you know, popping up at the concourse, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, talk about that for like young artists, because a lot of the shows now, it ain't like it used to be where it was a ton of shows to get people noticed.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
talk about like the difference in that when you first was coming out to what's going on now.
So like now I see a lot of dudes just trying to start, like young dudes, teenagers just trying to start up, and they're doing like what I did, you know, recording on a phone, on BandLab, but they never go out to try to get that extra push. Like, they never reach out to no promoter, reach out to no like videographer or cameraman and be like, hey, I want to actually set something up and get the ball rolling on something. They don't really do that. They just kind of be making music, and that's a big part of it, but it's more to this than just making music by itself. Like, you got to be able to network, you got to be able to make content, you got to be able to pull up and actually do things. And that's what I think the difference is. Nowadays, especially around here in East Tennessee, it ain't a lot for a lot of smaller artists to get behind. Anyway.
Right, man.
Yeah.
Talk about that, man. Like, what do you see? What do you see could change that, and what do you see is work best for you?
So the money that everybody be putting into these bigger artists to bring them to the city, which is a good thing, you know, that's definitely bringing motion to the area, bringing people out, putting money in people's pockets. Like, that's always a good thing. That's always a blessing. But I feel like more money should be put into these events to give the younger guys and the ones just starting out a chance. Because that's really what a lot of these cats need, is just a chance. And I feel like, you know, putting the money out to like rent a venue and throw a show and promote it and actually get people in the doors, so that way the artists have like something to showcase to.
Right.
I feel like just putting the money behind things of that nature would really help out a lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's really true. That's really true. Like, since you've always been influenced on doing the music, was there ever like just any perceived notions about like how do you feel that the artist, like you as an artist, like, because you know that stigma of they want to compare every white rapper to Eminem.
Oh yeah,
like, like, is that always gonna be so, like, just in the nature of the business? They always gonna compare that.
I ain't gonna lie, like when I first started, like as a youngin', bro, it was a lot of that, like, he looked like Jelly Roll, or he remind me of Haystack, he remind me of Eminem. Yeah. So it was a lot of, like, you know, people just kind of saw me and in their mind, I guess, just put me in that category as white artist. But nowadays, I don't really hear that much, you know, from people because they know me now.
Yeah.
And I've built up enough of a reputation, and people have heard my music enough to know that I'm unique. And I worked hard to try to be versatile and unique and kind of craft my own sound with my producer. So I've got my own sound, and I feel like that's being more noticed now. So I don't really hear a lot of that anymore, like what I used to hear about being a white rapper.
Man, talk about that, like developing your own sound to where you sound unique. Like how hard is it for artists coming up, like, to develop their own sound?
For a lot of artists, I think it's pretty difficult, but for me, it kind of came naturally. It wasn't that hard for me because I've got my own producer I work with. My homie Cross up in Toronto, Canada, he's been making beats for me since I was recording on a phone. Like, since back in them days. He's been making all my beats. Y'all been tapped in that long. So, yeah, that's my brother, bro. Like, he be in Canada, but, you know, I still consider him a real one because he been with me the whole time, you know, doing the beats for me. And over time of me working with him, my music's just kind of came out a certain way. And me and him have just blended enough, and I've gotten so used to his beats and the format of the songs and stuff that I can just do it naturally. And that was a process I went through, and it just came natural. Like, it wasn't something that I was like sitting down like, man, I gotta do something different. It was just more like, okay, play a beat and then hum around on the beat. You know what I'm saying? It was just part of the process. And
did you go through a whole bunch of producers before you got to him, or it was like, this is who you've been with and it's been...
I mean, at first, when I first started, I didn't really know how the business works. Like, when I was 14, I didn't know really anything about the real music business like I know now. So when I first started, I was just doing the whole thing of getting the beats off YouTube. You don't know who made it. You don't care who made it. You're just trying to rap.
Just buying it.
Yeah, you're just rapping, bro. So I was doing that, and then I actually learned how the business worked. And that's when me and Cross started working together, and ever since then, it's just been up from there.
Yeah, man. So you also been dabbling in movies.
Yeah.
Right? So talk about that, man. What made you want to get into the movies?
Man, I got to give a big shout out to my big homie from 226 Film Production, C-Note. You know, that's my big homie. We've been doing videos and movies since I was probably 14 or 15.
Oh, man, so you've been locked in with C-Note that long?
I've been locked in with C-Note for a minute. Like, he's the one that really I got to give credit to for getting me into the movies. And the whole, like, you know, anything that was outside of the music, C-Note really gave me those opportunities, because that wasn't something I was thinking about when I was that young. I was just a rapper, like, just in the streets doing what I was doing. And then C-Note was just like, hey, man, I got, you know, more opportunities. Like, so he put me on the movies, and I appreciated that. And that's something that we made a lot of good, like, art. We made a lot of good films out of that. So.
Yeah, man. And talk about that, like, your connection with C-Note. Let's talk about how, like, you know, has that been, you know, really pivotal in your career, like, to get you out there? And I feel like being with a guy like C-Note, he's really put that spotlight out there on you where it shines bright, where, like, I'm hearing about you in other cities. You know what I'm saying, about your music, man. Talk about that a little bit.
Man, I was like 14 or 15 when I first tapped in with him. And how I got to find out about him was, you know, my little homies from the hood that I was hanging with, they was like, hey, bro, all these little local artists, like, this is who's doing all the videos. Like, as far as in Knoxville, the connection for music videos, like it was C-Note. That's whose name you always heard. That's whose name you always seen when it came to videography or just music, the scene in general back then. And I hit him up and he was like, "You sound young as hell, bro. Like, how old are you?" And I was like, "I'm 15. And he said, "Man, I'll cut you a little deal on the videos because I know you probably ain't got bread like most of these grown folks do, but I'm going to rock with you and I'm going to help you out." So he did that. And ever since then, me and him just been locked in, bro.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. How do you feel like the city is getting looked at as far as the music now? Like, do you feel like there's more of an eye on the city since you first started, or there's not an eye on the city? Like, where do you think?
From the time I first started in like 2020, there's definitely more of eyes on the city. I feel like I feel like there's more people tuned in and showing up to events and know what's going on, because when I first started, it was like everybody was kind of doing their own thing and staying in their lane and not like, collaborating, not making a lot of stuff pop like it's popping now. Right. The way like you got Hardaway and Young Rico with Mr. Mac, and Mr. Mac doing his thing with his podcast and the live videos, and then Swavo doing his thing with the Shed Talk videos. Like, nowadays there's just more of everybody pushing behind it. When I first started, it wasn't like that. Really.
Is there like is there an artist that you work with that people ain't really got in tune with that you think is really bumping?
Yeah,
somebody?
My homeboy Pro Peasy. I got him under my crew, my label 308. So shout out to Pro Peasy. He from South Knoxville. He from the city too.
Okay.
And me and him, he's got a couple features on my album, Dreams of a King, that'll be dropping soon. I got a couple features from Pro Peasy on that album. And then my homie Jay Wells from Morristown. He definitely doing his thing. And I feel like he needs more credit than what he's getting for doing his thing where he's doing it at.
It's crazy because like you seen as, one of the newer voices, but you got a dope ability of putting a lot of people on that people wouldn't even check out, man. Like, describe that as a young boss. Like, how does that feel?
So it's something that definitely you have to learn with time and experiences and fumbling and just trying to learn how it works, and just having that ambition and that drive to know that even though this might not work out, I'm going to try and at least learn something from it. So just by me going through experiences and doing things and trying and grinding and hustling, it just, that kind of come naturally. They kind of see me as like a leader. So that's just naturally the role everybody fell into, because, I try to do what's best for the people that are around me. Like, I'm a real solid guy. That's my thing. Like, if you're with me now, I'm trying to have you with me when everybody's eating, when everybody's doing good. So that's always been my goal, is just to keep all my homeboys, my brothers on the right path, keep them doing the right thing, and, eventually we're going to make something pop.
And one thing I like about you, man, you're very relatable. You know what I mean? Like, and personable. Like, when I first seeing you perform and coming up to you, I was like, bro, you got some dope music, man. Like, we need to, look at trying to do something radio wise with you, man. And like, you always reached out and was asking questions. And that's what, like, I'll say about you, man. Like, you are really a relatable artist, man. Like, what makes you so relatable, man?
I don't even know. That ain't something that I sat down and tried to intentionally do. I'm just me. When I pop out, I'm just me. I just be doing my thing because I'm trying. Like, I've always been working hard and just trying to perfect my craft and do what I do and be humble. I feel like that's the most important thing, is staying humble even when you're winning. And that's something that I struggle with, like, in my younger years, like 14, 15, 16. But nowadays, at this point in my life, God has shown me so much. And it's like, success is nothing without God.
Man.
God is the one that we owe it all to. So why would somebody not be humble? Why would somebody not be personable? Because we all owe it back to God at the end of the day, anything that happens in our lives. So that's one reason I try to just stay the way I am.
Man, that's really dope, man. That's why, like, I love what you doing. And talk about being strategic on when you drop, because I know it's like you've got a format of when you drop something. Like you don't just drop it on a whim. Everything is like structured, and you got rollouts and all that. Man, talk about that process of doing that.
It's just planning, really, you know, being strategic with planning. Like me, I knew I had the concept for this album, Dreams of a King. I had the idea, the concept of it for a long time. And I was like, well, I mean, if it's an album, I gotta have songs. So I would go to the studio and I just wouldn't drop them as singles. I would just bank them up for an album. So it was something that's been planned out for a long time. Like, you know, if I'm dropping an album or a mixtape, then I'm going to do all the songs for that and then get the cover art made. And then once I have everything together, then I can start promoting it. Because the problem I've seen a lot of growing up was people would promote something. Oh, I got this coming out. I got this in the works. And they do have the intention of putting it out, but something may happen where it can't drop now, or, you know, something helped delayed it. So my thing is I try to not push nothing until it's ready. So I might be like in the background working on a lot of stuff. I'm just not letting people know about it until it's ready. And that's the reason I guess it looks like I'm so strategic with everything.
Yeah, you were super strategic, man.
Because I try to strategize out on how to not do too much at one time, but also not take too long of a break at one time. Like, it's just trying to juggle everything, really.
Has there been something like in your career that made you wanna not think about doing the music? Has there ever been a time where you was just like, you know what, man, I don't think I'm gonna do it this way?
Never.
So you never ever just thought about?
No, I've had the thoughts of like, man, this comes behind this. Like, man, I gotta
the haters.
This.
Yeah.
But it's never been like, oh, let me throw in the towel. I'm done. Never. It's always been like, okay, like I'm ready for it. Like putting on the war boots. Like ain't nothing gonna run me out of this. That's how I always felt.
What's been like your favorite city to perform in since you've been on this young journey? Like,
man, I ain't performed too many places.
Really?
Yeah. Like in this area, like in the southeast, I have, but I've not like went where I want to go.
Got you.
Feel me?
Got you. Is there a favorite Digital D spot so far that you can look back on and say, man, I did my thing there?
Yeah, bro. All the Skitty Fest events. Skitty Fest. Yeah, bro. It's always a good time at Skitty Fest. We always be turning up, and I ain't gonna lie, the shows I've done in Bristol. They always be popping. Like, I rock with Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia, just the whole Tri-Cities in general. I've done a lot of shows out there, Kingsport, Johnson City, and they show love. Like they got nice spots, they got nice venues, and you know, for here in Knoxville specifically, I would say the Skitty Fest events.
Skitty Fest.
You know, downtown, it's, you know, we be turning up. So
yeah. Is there a city like you want to perform that like you feel like that's like your stamp if you perform there? Is there like a city that...
I feel like just the stamp is Atlanta nowadays. Because Atlanta, that's where everything's popping off at. That's where everything big that's happening starts at, is in Atlanta. But just for me personally, I want to do a European tour at some point, go to London and Paris and
I can see you in London.
All the stuff in
I can see you in
Europe.
London.
Yeah.
I can see you in London.
Yeah, I would like to do a European tour at some point in my career, for sure.
What do you think is like the biggest downfall for the up and coming artists? Like that you see that you've pushed through? Like what do you see like artists have trouble with?
Not the biggest problem for artists coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I ain't gonna lie, that's a good question. There's a lot behind that question.
Yeah. Cause I mean, you've been able to navigate the journey well. Like,
I would say getting people that's not tuned in interested in even caring enough to tune in. Like the biggest problem is you might have an artist here, everybody respects them, they're doing their thing, everybody respects their grind, but they never get that extra push on their music. Like the DJs don't spin it in the clubs, they're not playing it on the stations, they might not be getting called for features, they're not getting called for bookings. So that's probably the biggest thing, is just trying to get past the point of I've done all I can do. Now somebody's got to consume it. Like you got producers and consumers. So I'd say the biggest problem for artists is finding people to enjoy their music, download their music, you know, which I've got that now. But as far as somebody first coming up, first starting, and they're still working on their craft, it's hard to get people behind you as far as fans like that. Yeah. That's what I would say.
Okay. Oh, I know you done seen recently where like hip hop music isn't charting at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, do you feel that the music is still good, or there's no money in the hip hop music right now the way it should be?
I feel like it's still good because you got people that's in their lane that's really doing their thing, making successful livings off of it. But I do feel like it's changed in the way, like in the mainstream, to where nowadays all your big money is being put up behind country or pop or like other genres. Like they used to invest in hip hop. Yeah, it's like they don't.
You stay straight with your rap music, like you have. You haven't veered off or anything. Like, why do you see like a lot of the artists are getting into rap and then going country?
I don't know why they do that, and people have really tried to convince me to do that, bro. Like I've had a lot of talks with people, and they're like, "Man, you need to do what Jelly did. He switched up and went country, and now look at him." But I'm thinking, even if I did that and then I became a billionaire, that like I wasn't myself.
You don't feel it's authentic.
So I'm doing this the way I've been my whole life, my whole career. That's me. That's Digital D. And that's what I'm a ride with. Like I work with what God's blessed me with, the experiences and just what I've done in the game. And I don't feel like abandoning that just for the sake of getting some random people that don't even like the real me to like my music.
Right. Talk about that, man.
Because if I got fans that like country music and I put out a country record, they might be playing my country songs, but that's not me.
That's not you.
And if I did give them, like when they do see the real me, they don't like it. So I feel like, why am I going to change and start catering to these people when I can stick with the people that have been rocking with me now and rock with myself and make the music that I enjoy making, the music that I relate to, the music that I have crafted my sound and honed my skills in. I just don't feel like throwing that away for people that really don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I feel like a lot of artists be trying to transition to a whole different persona.
And they do that to try to reach an audience that never cares about who that artist started out as. You feel what I'm saying?
Talk about it, man. No, that's serious.
Yeah, because they'll change their lane. They'll be like, "Oh, I used to be this, but I'm not this no more. I'm gonna switch and run off and be a different kind of artist." You'll get fans in that lane
for the certain amount of time.
In the same amount of time, but those fans, like who you really are, like when all the lights shut down and the cameras shut down and you by yourself, they don't like that you. They might listen to your fake music, but they don't like that. They don't like you. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I think it's just so important to stay authentic to who you are, who you're trying to be, who you are working on, like your music, the style you do. It's so important to stay authentic to yourself because, you know, you want the people that are listening to your music to be the people that really enjoy what you make. They enjoy what you create.
Yeah, you've been real influential in that. But I feel like when you came out, it's been like a lot of other rappers that we wouldn't have heard about in that time frame. And you know, you was doing it on such an underground level, but I just see the noise you making, man. Like, talk about like the success of where your music is going right now.
Man, I'm blessed. That's what I can say. You know, I'm thankful to God, the Most High, first off. Very appreciative for the opportunities that's been put in front of me for me to do what I've done. And, you know, I've been blessed. And that's really what I can say about that is I've worked hard. I'm going to keep working hard. You know, the wheels ain't falling off. We're going to keep rolling.
Right.
So I'm blessed to be where I'm at, to have done what all you've said, like making the noise and stuff when I was younger, first starting. I'm blessed to have had that voice. I'm blessed to have found people like you and C-Note to work with and just support the whole scene around here in general, you know. So that's where I'm going in the future for it, is I want to do more for the scene here. I want there to be more of a impact and more of an investment for the younger artists, for the kids, for the youngins that's out here in the streets right now that don't nobody know.
Coming up like 14, 15 and being at the concourse, like being at the concourse, like, you know, what made you like just made you want to just be able to stand out, like, because I felt like you have really stood out of your age group of guys to where you're one of the first people that we're talking about in any type of hip hop conversation or music conversation.
Yeah.
Like what does it feel like to be out of that class of young guys that people notice first right now?
I feel like the reason that happened was because of my influences growing up and who I rock with. Like, I've always rocked with the older homies.
Yeah,
I've always respected the OGs.
Yeah.
And how, like, you know, I'm not the only rapper that started in the city at my age.
Oh, no.
I'm not the only one that's this age doing it. But I know the big homies. I know the OGs behind all this.
Yeah.
So,
but you done made an impact, though.
Like,
you done made a serious impact, though, Digital D.
Yeah.
Like, did you think you was gonna be making an impact so soon in your career, like where you are now?
I don't really know, because I thought, you know, the whole time I've been doing music, it's just been like a path. Like, I've not...
Your journey.
Yeah, it's been a journey, and I've always just thought, like, just keep going. Okay, you got knocked down, that's okay, climb back up. Like, it's hard to explain it, like, the way you asked it, you know, me trying to formulate my answer, but, it's, like, I seen myself doing this from back then, but I didn't know if I would be this far yet. I didn't know if I would be farther ahead than what I am yet. And I really didn't care, as long as I was still doing it and pushing, and that is always what I'm working towards. You know what I'm saying?
What is your process? Like, are you more of a writer in the studio, or you already have the tracks formulated, or you're a freestyler? Like, what is the bread and butter look like for you when you get in that studio?
I like writing, like, before I go to the studio. Like, I'll be playing the beat for like a week, freestyling to it, and like, oh yeah, that's hard, I'm gonna stick with that flow for the hook. And then I'll formulate it out that way. Like, you know, I'll get the first couple bars for the hook, figure out the flow I want to do for the hook, and I'll do the same thing for the verses. And then when I actually get in the studio in front of the mic, I'll already have a foundation, something to go off of. But then I might be like, okay, let me change this and tweak it a little bit. And so it's a little bit of both. You know, it's a blending of both. I'll mainly write just to get the structure of the song.
Yeah, you big on organization. Like, I can tell where, like, your hooks, your bridges, your flow, like talk about what did you do to develop the structure in your songs?
Just working in the studio, just trying different methods, different ways. You know, I've done the punching in thing, and I don't feel like I've done that. I've done write the whole song and then don't change nothing, just go to the studio and lay it down. I've done everything from there to here and everything in between.
To where you done found
to where I found the formula.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Was it like a long process for you to develop your formula on your songs, or did it come like quick? Or was it like practicing? It
did take a minute, you know, because practicing, you're always going to progress. You know, practice makes progress. So I would say, honestly, though, I'm 19 right now. I was 18, about 17, 18 when I had the formula. It's like, okay, this is the way I do it. This is the way I do my songs. But it took, 14, 15, 16. So it took 3 to 4 years just to get the formula straight.
Right. Because it's hard to, to finally find, like, the formula that works for you. Yeah. But I'm seeing it work for you, man. Like,
I appreciate that.
You got some songs that, like, you can... One thing about you kind of make, like, timeless music. Like, I feel like your music is gonna age well. Because you don't put, like, a lot of dates on nothing, like, unless you're telling a story. Right. Like, talk about, like, making timeless music, man. Like, What made you get into the mode of doing it?
So it's really just, you know, the music I like what I like listening to. Like if I'm riding and smoking, what I like playing, you know. So I make music that I enjoy. Like it's all art to me. Like I see it's like we artists. You know, ain't no different than like how Beethoven and Mozart and them was doing it back in the 17th century, you know, with the music theory and all that. Like I seen it as the same way, so I tried to intentionally craft music that would age well.
Okay.
I tried to intentionally craft music that I know will be a vibe whenever somebody's just, you know, chilling in the car riding. Like I wanted to make music that would sound good to people and not lose that, because if you make music that's too like on trend or trying to be different too much, it won't age well.
Yeah.
You know, it might pop off right now, but it'll get old to people. People get tired of hearing it. We've seen that happen with a lot of songs that blew up. People get tired of it.
You think people are making like a lot of microwave music?
I feel like it is a lot of microwave music.
It is a lot of microwave music now.
Yeah. But I've always just tried to make music that I enjoy first off. And then, you know, it's not for everybody. Not all kinds of music is for everybody. But the people it is for, I just hope they can listen to it and appreciate it for long term.
Hey, man, y'all make some noise, man. We got Digital D.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you.
Nah, man, like, you know, you definitely have been one of the guys, like, I wanted to interview, wanted to sit down and talk to. I got to ask you this, though. How did you get the name Digital D?
Man, so I was in middle school, right?
Yeah.
I was in middle school, and my first name starts with the D, so I was always D growing up. That's what everybody called me. It's still what most of my people call me today is D. Just be like, hey, what's up, D? Like, that's just what I've been called. So I was in middle school, and we was rapping. And I was, you know, rap battling.
So you was freestyling?
Freestyling. I'm talking about burning them up, too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
Man, I went to Granger when I first started music.
Okay.
But I went to a couple of the little schools here in Knoxville before that.
Okay. So you graduated county.
Yeah, that's where I went for most of my high school career. And but yeah, I was in middle school freestyling, and they was like, Digital D rap so fast like a computer.
And that's how.
And I was like, digital computer. I'd be like, I had a little saying like I got digital bars in my head or something. It was something, you know, we was young, it was lame. But Digital D, that's where that name come out of though, because my name is D, and they said he raps so fast and thinks so quick, it's like a computer. Like it's digitized.
Wow.
And I was like, Digital D, you know what it is.
I would never.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that, but because I was just always wondering how you got your name.
And that's what a lot of people want. A lot of people don't know that, but when I tell them the story, they're like, okay, I see. Like, that's
sense.
hard. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Is there something about the music game that you didn't know that you wish you would have known before you started rapping?
Not really. I had a pretty good idea of what I was getting into.
Yeah.
But I guess just everything that come with like the business side of things, and having to stay like on with the algorithms now, like TikTok and the shorts. That's where all that's where all your fans are coming from nowadays. So it ain't like it was back in the old school when you would just make a record and that was it. Like you were pushing your record and people would buy it and that was it. Nowadays you got to make reels and shorts and, you know, little video clips for people to tune into and be like, oh, that's who that is? Okay, now I'll go follow him, check out his music and all that. So trying to navigate the social media game, I feel like was the hardest for me because I'm just me.
Like you really authentic.
I'm really you know, how I am. So just trying to learn all the social media tricks and the algorithms, like that was something that I was like, man, I ain't really into all this. It's just part of what I have to do to get out there. So,
how important do you think the DJs are to getting your music heard? Like, what importance do you think the DJs hold?
The DJs are super important for the scene, like the music scenes and the artists that are operating within those scenes. The DJs is probably your most important gear, like in the machine. You feel me? So I feel like they're important because they're the ones that are putting the music to the people. They're pushing the music to the people, to the fans, and that's who everybody is hearing the music from. Like in the clubs, they hear the music that the DJ's playing. So if the DJ's pushing the local artists are going to end up bubbling more in their local area because the DJs are actually pushing the music to the people. So I thought they're super important.
Who's the one DJ you say you got the best connection with?
I would say you.
Oh, damn. They caught me off guard.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Damn. They caught me off guard. I was just expecting you to say somebody else. Me?
No, yeah,
for real. That's crazy.
No cap.
I appreciate it. Damn, that is what's up, man. I was expecting you to say somebody else. I wasn't expecting you to say me.
Yeah, no, it's you for real, yeah.
Appreciate it. Like how valuable you think marketing and promoting music is now than it was when you first started?
It's very valuable now because if you can stick out, because like nowadays it's like we was talking about, it's a lot of microwave music, what I like to call bubblegum rap. And
bubblegum rap.
And just, everybody like they look the same, they dress the same, they sound the same, wear their hair the same.
Bro, what in the hell? Why does everybody sound the same?
That's why I'm saying like marketing and the promotion, like what you was talking about, is so important. And I feel like it's a little easier nowadays because when everybody's dressing the same, looking the same, talking the same, acting the same, it's not that hard to be different. It's not that hard to at least portray something different, for marketing purposes.
I'm glad you said that because there's a lot of people sounding the same, and I say what's different with you is you don't sound like, I feel like you and Info, y'all don't sound like nobody I've heard.
I appreciate you saying
like
that.
y'all really be speaking bars, y'all authentic, y'all got good delivery. But like, why is it everybody is sounding the same?
I feel like it's just a trend.
Yeah.
People like jumping on trends, so it's like all the Nike techs with the everybody just be jumping on the same trends. That's all I think it is. Like me, I got my own sense of style. Like whenever I buy clothes or anything, like people even tell you like I'm weird when it comes to what I wear. Like when it comes to shopping, like I just feel like it's so important for everybody to be themselves and find their own lane.
It's like you super big on originality. Yeah, like that's absolutely. One thing I will say about you. Yeah, you are super original, man. Like, what do you say has always made you that way? Is that just the way you was brought up, or you just was always like super duper original?
I guess it's just seeing, because I pay attention to the industry, to the game, to the scene. I've always paid a lot of attention to it, especially after I started rapping. I've paid a lot of attention to that. And I feel like just trying to not be in that box that me and you was just talking about. Right. Just trying to just actually be myself and stay authentic, even if it's not what's trending. It's who I am, it's what I'm going to do. I respect everybody that's doing their thing. I respect anybody hustle. Like if you got it going on and you doing your thing and you're being you, like it's all props to you. So I've just tried to break out of the box. Not stay like, oh, Digital D, he ain't no different than what's his name. Right. So,
but like I feel like that's what helps you be so original, and then the fact that you are very wise beyond your years, bro. Like I appreciate I will say that. Have you always been around the older dudes hanging out, like getting game?
Yeah, I have. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, like it's always been them. Even like jail calls from like older people, like that just
putting you up on the game.
That can just tell you certain things that you're not gonna get from just anybody. So just it's always been the older people and people that have experience and actually know, like, if there's something you want to do and there's somebody that you've seen has done it, that's the best person you need to talk to, not take advice from somebody that has never done what you're trying to do. So I've always took advice from the older homies that have done it, and they know how the game works, they know how the scene works, and that's who guided me coming up. That's who gave me the guidance I needed.
Now, what's different with you is you always been in the books, like from the start of your rap career. You've been in high school and now you in college.
I'm in college.
Like, why you've been keen on the books, man? Talk about that.
I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I don't even be in the books like that. I do enough to like make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my
just
thing,
staying scholarly.
it's always been juggling. You know,
okay.
Balancing things with working jobs. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do struggle with too. Trying to get into the music is they struggle with real life things that they have going on, but also making their music a real life thing for them. It's hard for some people to do that, and like it just takes sacrifice. Like you probably are gonna lose sleep. You're not gonna be sleeping as much, trying to juggle a job and school and music.
How did you find that balance though? Because you seem like one of the more balanced guys that I've heard that does music, that's in school, that's doing movies. Like, talk about like how did you develop that balance?
I just always did what I had to do, you know. Like, you gotta have bread if you're gonna be a music artist. And that's one thing too. If you're gonna be in this game, you gotta have some money behind you to invest in yourself. So it's
do you think artists don't want to spend money or don't have the money, or like they got the money but just don't want to spend it? Which one is?
I think it's a little bit of all of that, you know, combined with, okay, if I'm gonna get some money, now they're only focused on money. They're not thinking about music or being an artist. But then it's like when they're focused on being an artist, now you ain't got no money to invest in nothing. So you gotta find the balance. Like, you gotta be able to juggle it. And different people will do it different ways. I've definitely done it different ways in my life, doing what all I've done, but it's just, you just gotta do what you have to do. We all got responsibilities, we all got priorities, and we all got dreams too. So you just have to be able to juggle it on and make it happen.
I always ask every artist this, man. If there's somebody that you could make a song with, living or dead, who is that person that you would want to make a music with?
Man, that's a good question. That's a good question. Let's see. I ain't gonna lie, just because of the influence that he had on me growing up, I would have killed to have had a song with Eazy-E. That would have been something,
Digital
bro.
D and Eazy-E.
Digital D and Eazy-E, that would have been,
that would have been crazy.
Because Eazy really did inspire me a lot for my music growing up.
So Eazy inspired you?
Eazy, I got a lot of
What's your
inspiration.
favorite Eazy-E song?
Man, you already know. Boys in the Hood. Yeah, you know that.
That's in everybody's top 5.
Everybody's top 5.
Like, who's in your, like, the people that inspired you? Like, if you had an all-time list, who is Digital D's, like, top 5? But I know a lot of people have inspired you.
Yeah.
But, like, who are the 5, like, artists that you say, him, her, or him? Like, who are those 5?
That inspired me, like, as a youngin'?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eazy, Dre, Dr. Dre.
Okay, so you like a lot of West Coast.
Oh yeah, the West Coast.
So you heavy on the West Coast shit.
Yeah, I was on that. And then Nate Dogg.
Damn, you like a lot of West Coast shit. That's 3.
Yeah. I'm trying. Let's see. I'm gonna say M. I gotta give Eminem.
Okay, but see, that's still in Midwest. Yeah, but Midwest. More, he's heavily West Coast influenced because of Drake. Yeah. So that's 4.
And then probably DMX too. I give it to DMX.
Okay, DMX.
Yeah, so that's a good variety.
That's a top 5.
Yeah.
DMX, Eazy-E,
Dr. Dre.
Dog, Dr. Dre, DMX. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Damn, I would have never thought Eazy-E though.
Because like just growing up, like, you know, watching like Straight Outta Compton and hearing all the old records, it's like, man, like that's what made me say I want to rap.
So like NWA is like one of them ones for you. Damn.
And then seeing like me watching Eminem, that just drove home the you can rap.
Yeah.
Just because you're white, you know, and NWA's all black.
You know that stigma, you know.
Yeah, it was always, especially back then, like, you know, when I was a youngin', like, it was, you know, it's before you actually have music out and you say, oh, I want to do music, and you're white, people ain't gonna take you serious until you just knuckle up and do it, you know, and start dropping. So I'll say Eminem just gave me that, like, okay, so you can be a white rapper and still just kill it.
And kill it.
And then and then as far as who actually like made the music that I was like, I can get behind this. It was Eazy, Dre, NWA, and them.
you one of the dudes that I really like. I say this about like you info like a lot of y'all like I don't see white rapper. I just see somebody dope like makes dope music, man.
And I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even because I hate that's a thing with anybody that is that's not black that's rapping. They always go with that.
Yeah.
But from the time I watched you perform, it is never that. It is somebody that is skillful. Like, man, are you constantly like practicing your craft? Like, what is your practice regimen? Like, I never asked you that.
Like, what you mean practice regimen?
Like, far as before you go do a show, do you like? Are you in the studio? Are you like rehearsing? What goes into you performing on stage?
So I've never actually like rehearsed a show at a venue or on the stage.
Never.
I've never like just.
You just go in.
Rehearsal. I just went in. Yeah.
Damn.
I go in, and it's been different. Like, you know, sometimes I take the crew with me. We all pop out. Sometimes it's just something like, okay, I got to get off work, then I got to do this little show, then I got something else I got to go do. It just depends on what I got going on. Because it's like you was saying, I'm always juggling. Yeah. I'm always trying to balance, so it just depends on what all I got going on, but I'm always show up and make it happen. And that's always been my mindset. That's always been my mindset, just show up and make it happen.
I would have never known that. Like, I would have thought, because when you perform, it is really theatrical. Like, I felt like that a lot of time goes into you perfecting the rhyme and the delivery on stage that I would have never guessed it. You don't rehearse or nothing. Like,
it's already in my mind. Like whenever I play a song, like or one of my songs, it's already in my mind. Like what I'm gonna do for the video, how I'm gonna move on stage. It's just something that's always there. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just something that's always there. Like, oh, this is one of those kind of songs. When I say this bar, I'm gonna do like this, and it's just already in my head. It's like whenever I create music, it's I do it strategically, intentionally that way.
Hell yeah, man. Damn. Man, it's been a very, very dope interview, man. And just like getting your perspective on things. Is there something wrong with the rap game that you wish you could correct? Like that you see that just makes you go, damn, I wish I could change this part of the rap game.
The acceptance of things and activities that used to not be accepted. Like,
ooh, talk about it. Talk about it, D.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it.
Man, like, back when I was coming up, you know, especially because, you know, I grew up with the OGs. With
Yeah.
Like, I don't see how somebody can be homeboys with somebody, be friends with somebody, turn around and snitch on them in the courtroom, and then still be cool. Like, you just slimed out your homie. Yeah. Like,
that's
people
weird.
That you stamped, that you was like, yeah, I banged such and such with such and such, and now you're turning around giving them to the state.
Giving them to the state, getting them called up.
And still being able to come out and make a career, and like fans like, yeah, like we.
It's like do you feel like it's more glorifying to backdooring people, talking bad about people? Like,
absolutely.
Because, you know, just from you coming up the way you talking, like I felt like you one of those guys that I could never see doing that. Like,
right, bro. And with my generation, especially, bro, like the dudes I grew up with and my inner circle, bro, like in my generation now, it is a trend to be that way. Wow. It's cool to be slimy. Like me, I think it's cool to be solid. If you rock with who you rock with, you need to be solid and stand behind your people. But my generation, bro, a lot of them see it as like, oh no, I'm trying to come up. Oh, he slimed me out, I'm trying to do some backdoor shit. Like, I ain't cool with all that. And that's one thing that I feel like should not be as glorified as it is. You know, I think being solid, staying loyal to your people, and standing up behind what you got going on, that should be glorified. Not being slimy and switching up on the people that have been with you just to try to come up off some money or something.
But I feel like you one of the few people that, like, the people I saw you with are the same people that are with you today. Like, you never switched up, man. Like, And just talk about having a good inner circle, man. What has that been like for you, the start of your career?
So having an inner circle is something that I didn't have when I first started. Like the circle of people that I rock with now. Like when I first started, it wasn't like that. You know, most of the people that I was friends with now are either in the system or they're no longer with us. So I didn't feel like I really had, when I first came out, when I first started, I didn't feel like I had a tight circle like that. But just over time, you know, growing up, life has an interesting way of bringing different people together.
Absolutely.
So just growing up, knowing who to surround myself with and who to not surround myself with, it's just always been intentional of, is this gonna end bad, or is this gonna be something that can grow into fruitation, if that makes sense.
Well, man, look, if you done stayed this long, you have heard a really dope interview with my man Digital D, man. I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, I appreciate you having.
I know you super duper busy, man, and I really appreciate you, you know, coming to the slap. And you got any words of wisdom for anybody that's trying to come up in the game?
Man, just keep your faith in God, because that's what it's about. And just keep persevering and you're going to make it out.
That's
what I got to say. And I appreciate you having me on the show. I appreciate what you're doing for the city. What you're doing for the scene, I appreciate it. And I know everybody else appreciates it too.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Look, live from the slap, Digital D, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. 332 Studios, 226 Film Production. We up out of here.